Ladies and gentlemen, around 70% population of Sri Lanka follows Buddhism as their religion. The island has been a center of Buddhism and also a center of learning the Buddhist philosophy since the introduction of the Buddhism in the 3rd century BC, producing eminent scholars, and throughout most of its history, Simhalese kings played a major role in the maintenance and revival of the Buddhist institutions of the island. During the 19th century, a modern Buddhist revival took place on the island, which promoted Buddhist education and learning. There are around 6,000 Buddhist monasteries in Sri Lanka. Honorable Wijeyadasa Rajapakshe, Minister for Justice and Buddha Shasana from Sri Lanka, is amongst us for this inaugural session of this international conference. I request Mr. Rajapakshe to share his thoughts with us on this occasion. Please join your hands to welcome him on the dais.
Most Venerable Banagala Upadisya Nayaka Thero and all the Venerable Buddhist monks, Honorable Devendra Fadnavis, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Honorable Rajkumar Badole, State Minister, Honorable Vinod Tawade, State Minister, and other Honorable Ministers and distinguished members and dear friends. First of all, I extend my gratitude to all the organizers of this conference for extending this invitation for me to address this momentous and historic gathering at the time when you and we celebrate the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar. We have a special relationship to India since more than 2 millenniums ago, more than 2.5 millenniums ago, when Bodhisattva Siddhartha was enlightened in Mahabharata. Few centuries later, the Buddhism was spread in Sri Lanka, and almost the entire population embraced Buddhism. As you know, both India and Sri Lanka, we had been subjected to colonies of European empires for a couple of centuries. During that period that we had to go through an enormous, difficult period, as there were a lot of threats to the maintenance and sustenance of Buddhism on our beloved motherlands. We know that the Indian freedom struggle, which was long, over 100 years ago, great heroes, leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Shri, and there were many other struggles, not in the international arena, but at local levels. We know Dr. Ambedkar took the trouble to have the freedom for the downtrodden people of India, especially during a period that the society had been divided into 2 sectors, socially, politically, culturally, and many other aspects. There was a community or group of people or class of people called untouchable, whereas that they have been subjected to so many oppressions. But Dr. Ambedkar, a great person who had a vision for centuries ahead, saw the injustice in the society. He is one of the leaders of India who fought internationally and locally for the freedom, not only from the European rule, but also from the social injustice inside the land. it was a miracle. A person of that caliber who had come from a lower strata of the society at a time like this, nobody thought that he will reach to a greatness the way that he came forward, and that is why you all celebrating his 125th birth anniversary. I feel really honored to be here with you because I have a great sense of respect to the people of India. That reminded me, on my way I saw in Bombay city, there were some banners which says, "We are," because he was. I think that is really admirable. The Indian people are very, very grateful. They never forget their leaders who have rendered their service to the nation. My question is, where are you today? If he had not born, how many people would have been here? How many millions of people of India should be suffering at the moment if not for Dr. Ambedkar? He was a visionary who was able to carry his mission at a very crucial time. When India got the independence in 1947, he became the first Minister of Law in the independent India, and he was the chairman of the Constitutional Council. The responsibility he took over was a Herculean task. If the Constitution had loopholes, if the Constitution was inadequate to safeguard the rights of all the communities, each and every citizen of the country should have been a chaotic situation. I personally feel, I am proud to say, even as at today, India remains as one nation thanks to Dr. Ambedkar. His constitution was remarkable and formidable. All the jurists all over the world follow the constitutional principles that were introduced by Dr. Ambedkar when he drafted your constitution few decades ago. Now at a time like this, when Sri Lanka is in the process of drafting a new constitution, we always seek examples and the intelligence that were exercised by Dr. Ambedkar when he drafted the constitution to keep the whole Indian nation as one nation, not for a few decades, for several centuries, maybe even for a millennium. I am proud to say that all those qualities that he has imbibed from the great philosophies. He has written several books, not only about the Buddhism, even on other religions. He has contributed immensely by writing several books. In 1950, before he openly declared that he is embracing Buddhism, he visited Sri Lanka. There was an international conference in Colombo where academics and scholars participated in that conference, and Dr. Ambedkar made a historical speech there. Few months later, after he returned to India, he openly declared he embraced Buddhism and gave reasons as to why that he was compelled to embrace this philosophy. I would like to quote one saying from one of his books about his embracing Buddhism and believing its philosophy. He has stated, as follows. Positively, social philosophy may said to be enshrined in three words: liberty, equality, and fraternity. Let no one, however, say that I have borrowed my philosophy from the French Revolution. I have not. My philosophy has roots in religion and not in political science. I have derived them from the teaching of my master, the Buddha. It is the message given to the entire world. It is the philosophy which can resolve all intertwined and intrinsical knotty problems all over the world. It is the answer for the long-lasting peace in the world as well as in countries. Dr. Ambedkar, who had very high regard and belief on Buddhism, had mentioned in so many times in his writing, if one can adhere to the principles and norms of Buddhism, there cannot be any social injustice. There can't be social divisions. There will be social justice, equality, and fraternity within that philosophy. I express at this occasion our greetings on behalf of the Sri Lankan government and people to the Indian government as well as to the Maharashtra government and the people. We are always stand with you forever. We are willing to be together in finding solution for our common problem. I wish you triple gem bless for each and every one present and listening to this one. Thank you very much.
Friends, we are extremely fortunate. The Honorable Minister of State with independent charge for power, coal, new and renewable energy, Government of India, Shri Piyush Goyal ji is amongst us, and he ensured that he reaches for this function. So I'll request Rajkumar Badoli ji, Honorable Minister for Social Justice, to felicitate him with flowers and a memento.